Yeah, I mean, there's an entire chapter in the book where I try and probably fail to sort of contend with this because I think there is a comforting dynamic within writing, within literature, within the practice of this craft, where you come to believe that the art is cannot be sullied by these things, cannot be sullied by the everyday political and all of this sort of gutter stuff. We're artists. We rise above it all and we tell you something about the moon. Um, and again, I'm being flippant here, I understand. But there's a bigger problem, at least for me personally, in that construction, which is that all my favorite writers write about the moon. I'm a sucker for that view of art. I'm a sucker for that kind of art. But there comes a certain point where you have to contend with the highest purpose of art, which is to say something about being human. And so it becomes impossible for me, as much as I want to, and I tell you now, and this is an act of cowardice on my part, I want to go back to writing about the moon. I want nothing more than to retreat in my comfortable home on the launching side of the missiles where my tax dollars pay to kill these kids, and I want to disappear and write my silly stories and live in the art because I have the privilege of all of those things. There's just a certain line that has been crossed where I can no longer call myself a writer, where I've abandoned too much of the obligation to say something about what it means to be human by looking away from this. And so I tell you as a coward that I would much rather not have written this book, not have been put in a position to write this book. I don't know what this book is going to do, if anything, but you have to at some point wonder what the hell it is you are, right? Uh, it's not, you know, all writing is political. It's either political by virtue of its active space or its negative space. You give me a fun beach read set in East Jerusalem and there's not a single Palestinian in it, that's a political book. It's just political by virtue of its negative space. Um, and so that to me was the choice. I was gonna write a, all my writing was gonna be political. It was just a matter of was I going to act political actively or was I going to act political by looking away?